Right on to Ireland.
Hi, thanks.
Is it your first time or
It
have you
is, yes. It's cold. I don't know about this summertime in Ireland business, but anyway.
this is why yesterday is going to the rematch, but
Yep.
7 years have passed, and
Yep.
also tricky like new.
Um, as I said a few times, like 7 years is a long time between fights. So both of us, like I know personally, I've evolved as a fighter, and Sinead would have done the same too. So it's cool. This rematch has been inevitable. The two of us have been in the top of the division for a long, long time now. So it's yeah, I've kind of been expecting it for a while. So yeah, excited for it.
Mentioned you go on to how so
Yeah, for sure. Well, 7 years ago when I first fought her, I was back then at the time a single mum with two young kids, juggling full time work and a part time job, training once a day. Yeah, on the fly most of the time. Fast forward 7 years, I'm now a full time professional athlete, training in some of the top facilities of the world. Attached myself to the Jackson Wink crew. Got two of the best coaches in the world training me. Full fight camps, focused on fighting. So yeah, the evolution of me as a fighter is right there, sort of thing. Knowing what I've done in my fight camps and how much more work I put into this fight compared to the last one. So yeah, I'm ready for it.
last couple of years with Sinead
Yeah.
last week against their problems. How will you judge Sinead the last?
Um. Yeah, she's one of the toughest girls in the division. She loves to throw down. She's a tough fighter. So she's not an easy opponent at all. Like her fight between her and Leah McCourt, that was a great fight. She showcased a lot there too. She's not just a boxer anymore. She can grapple, and that showed her evolution there as well. So yeah, I know that she's ready for wherever the fight goes. Wherever she's prepared to take the fight, I'm prepared for it to go to.
Multiple Bellator featherweight records,
Yes.
and you've been a mainstay in the organization. But does this takeover by BFL kind of give you the feeling of a fresh start as well?
Yeah, well, starting with the fight outfit, I feel like this is a new era right now. So for me, I've got to come in and impress the PFL people and remind them who I am and what I am capable of doing and what I can do. So set some PFL records in case they wipe those Bellator records. And yeah, so ready to perform and yeah, show them that I am one of the top girls in the division.
Uh, there's an obvious positive to rematches. Well, first time worked twice, the second time it was
Yep.
such a banger. It was
Yep.
kind of war. What are like the tricky parts about the rematches?
Um, No, I don't know if there's any tricky. Like I said, 7 years is a long time, so I am treating it like she is a new opponent, sort of thing. My coaches have done a lot of video analysis and stuff, and approached the fight differently to how I would sort of approach it. So, to be fair, I've just taken their game plans on this one, and that's what I'll take into the fight. But yeah, I don't. Obviously, Sinead and I fought 7 years ago, so we've built a friendship over those 7 years. We've supported each other's careers, reached out to each other after our fights, been happy and this and that. And the same thing goes. Like we were quite cheerful with each other yesterday, but when that cage door shuts, that friendship gets put aside, and yeah, I'll have no hassle whatsoever with throwing down and doing some damage.
How do you make that switch?
Probably I think I've got a little bit of bipolar anyway, so it's kind of like I've got no issues with switching it on and off, and it's interesting in my fights. I guess that's why I live up to the Anger Fist name. I can go in there and I have some nasty, serious, horrible thoughts with my opponent while the fight's happening. That bell can finish, and then I'll hug them and be all happy and cheery. So it's kind of just that switch that I flick pretty easily. I think it's a similar one that between being a fighter and a mother, it's completely opposite deals. But I can, yeah, walk out of the cage and then be on the phone to my kids and be a completely different person. It's just what I've been able to switch between.
Arlene, how are you?
Hi, good thanks.
You've been in Bellator for quite a while now, and you've built a pretty impressive record there. The only defeats have come against like the very, very best.
Yep.
Coming out of this, how do you see the top of the division shaping up? If you get through this fight with your hand raised and you come out of it healthy,
Yep.
Given that Cyborg, we don't know what's going on there. She's boxing at the moment, and
Yep.
Leah's hit a roadblock with an injury issue. What does a win here do for you?
To be fair, I've spent my whole career asking those sorts of questions, chasing the belt and chasing the next fight, like chasing the rankings and this and that. And to be fair, it's something, this fight now, I've actually taken that pressure away from myself, and I'm just approaching the fight. So to be fair, I get this win on Saturday night, and I just want to get back in the cage ASAP. Paris is what I'm looking at aiming at, and it's not for the potential title fight or this and that. I just want to enjoy my fighting. I'm at that stage of my career at the moment where I get fights, and I believe that those opportunities and wins will lead me to where I'm supposed to be anyway. I don't want to force anything. If I do happen to get another title shot, that would be great, but it's just not something that I'm forcing at this stage. I just want to enjoy these fights that I get, and without that pressure of the title and all of that.
And given that you're, what we call a senior professional now, do you have a game plan or a roadmap in your head for how the rest of your career looks, time-wise, or targets that you want to hit, or anything?
Yeah, it's interesting. It's one of the things that I'm sort of getting a lot at the moment. Like, I am an older athlete, and I'm embracing that stage because, not many 41-year-olds can do what I'm doing at the moment. So to be fair, again, I'm just enjoying it. I've spent 16 years doing this, and it's always been chasing these goals of being an Olympian, being a world champion with my boxing, chasing the title, and it's just that constant chasing up here, but you kind of forget the steps that you take along the way. And I've done some amazing things in my career, achieved things, traveled, met amazing people, but you kind of forget that because it's overshadowed by that chasing that big goal. For me at the moment, I just want to spend these next, I'm still putting years of my career, so I'm definitely not wrapping things up, so I don't want people to think that these retirement on the verge, but just enjoying it. And whatever happens from that, like, I'm actually hoping that my best performances will come without that pressure.
No, you got it.
Hi. Well, I've done a fair few camps now at Jackson Wink, but this one has been particularly special. And going off, the last question, it's just about enjoying things more. Last camp, I had a couple of things that hindered camp, so it was not the best preparation leading into that fight. Not making any excuses or anything, but between the camp, the fight week, and then the fight itself, like, it's just one that we'd like to forget. But I love being part of the Jackson Wink crew. I feel very, very honoured to be part of the family, like I am one of them now. I've got Mr. Winklejohn and Coach Jackson that have flown in here to have two of the best coaches in the world flying, and both being in my corner. I'm very humbled and grateful for that. But also to be part of the team, I'm grateful for all the coaches in the team over there. They are family now. And obviously, as you said, 7 years is a long time. Yeah. I actually think I'm expecting a tougher fight than the first time around. It was a tough fight the first time, but I know if I was putting myself in her position and I was fighting on Australian soil against a girl that formally beat me, that gives me fuel. That adds fuel to the fire. It's been a long time since I've fought in front of a hometown crowd, so I know that the energy she's going to get from that too. She was unsuccessful in her last fight in front of the crowd, so she's going to want to rectify that. So, I'm expecting a tough fight. She's going to come out hard. So am I. Thank you.
Arlene, so it's a rematch of your fight with Sinead from back in 2017, where you won a very close split decision.
Mm-hmm.
How do you plan to change your game plan this time around to make absolute sure that the judges see it your way this time?
Finish the fight so it's not left to the judges. That's like, just making it like it was. I wouldn't say it was a close fight, but anyway, it was. Not leaving to the judges. I know I've got knockout power in my hands, but we've been working a lot of other things. So I have always wanted to get a submission win inside the Bellator cage. That's been a goal of mine, and I might not get too many more opportunities, so I better make that goal happen now rather than trying to hold off. So, just finish the fight might be the plan to go.
All right, and as you were saying there about moving camps, moving to Jackson Wink recently, what kind of improvements do you feel you've made since moving to this new gym, and how has that kind of evolved your game since the last time you fought Sinead?
Yeah. The good thing about Jackson Wink, they highlight your strengths, but then also build off that too. So, I'm not just a boxer anymore, but yeah, ready for wherever the fight goes without sort of giving fight plan away or anything.
Okay.
But you know, it's MMA. We've worked heavily on a lot of aspects of the game. So, but at the end of the day, I also know I've got knockout power in my hands. So, wherever the fight goes.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.